Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Serrano, and in today's video we're going to be covering the Moto G Pure cameras, but make sure you stay locked in with me if you're new. If you're already part of the crew, salute. But let's just jump into the 1080p 30 frames per second. And it does look pretty detailed with those waves in the back. Once you zoom in, it won't be as smooth as you would like it to be, but it's really clean when it comes to the zooming up to 8 times. It doesn't get too fuzzy or anything of that nature, but it still will capture some details here. So I did like the 8 times zoom on there, but when it came to the pictures and the photos, it did come out really clear. It did capture some really good detail, and I did notice that there was active camera mode, there was portrait mode, there was 8 times zoom. It did have a lot of features in there. Stable mode on here as well for the video, but overall the features were pretty user friendly, and the camera interface was very simple to understand when you were taking portraits or regular photos or anything of that nature. So they do give you, like I said, the 13 megapixel on the rear, and they also give you the 2 megapixel for portraits on here as well. So it does record in 30 frames per second. You do get touch to focus, manual focus, or you can do face detection on here with your hand or when you smile, and the portraits come out pretty decent. It's if you lack light, there's gonna be a lot of shadows, so I just want to make sure that you're aware of that part. But when you throw the stabilization mode on the cameras, make sure you do that, because sometimes I forget to do that, and then when I go back in, I see that it was off. So make sure you do that, but before you take video, and it'll be more stabilized. But for the most part, it's pretty decent. It's not gonna be like too crazy where it's gonna bounce. It's gonna definitely bounce a little bit when you look at the video, but it's not gonna be too crazy where it's like it looks like it's like very unusable. But just keep in mind that once the sun goes down, it's not going to look that great. So I just want to throw that out there, that the sun plays a huge role on these cameras and the way that they perform. But overall, they do have a really good sensor in here. It's not too bad when it comes to the 13 megapixel. It does a decent job for this price point. We do get HDR on here, digital zoom on here, dual cameras, autofocus, touch focus, manual focus. We do get continuous shooting, geotagging, panorama, as well as that self-timer and scene mode and exposure compensation modes. So it's going to be pretty decent when you take pictures in direct sunlight and stuff like that, because of the exposure compensation. And then you can see we do also have some ISO settings in here that you could take care of on your own leisure, but with moving objects you were able to capture with no issues whatsoever. So just keep in mind, it will be plenty dark once the sun sets. Like I said before, it's like this phone doesn't do a really good job of making the scene get really bright. It kind of casts shadows a little bit quicker than you would want it to expect. So I just kind of want to throw that out there, that it won't actually, once the sun goes down, you're not going to be getting many good photos on this thing. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But you can get sunsets on here, you can get 8 times zoom on here. It will do plenty good detail as well when it comes to that 8 times zoom. And still photos do come out pretty decent on this phone as well. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, that you will be able to capture things at a close range with no issues whatsoever. And you can see right here, just taking a picture of this flower, there's no issues. You could see some of the colors are really bright. They're extremely bright. So I'm not sure if that's the most accurate of colors, but basically these photos do need light other than that, they would be pretty good. So I just want to make you guys know that you will need to have substantial light. Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is the front facing camera on the Moto G Pure. So let me know how it looks. It's almost an hour close to sunset, but it's still daytime now. So let me know how the Moto G Pure looks when I'm recording on the front facing camera in 1080p. So the cameras do a pretty decent job on the front facing camera, which is a 5 megapixel f2.4 as well, so it's not going to cast too much light in, but the portraits do come out really good on the front. So I was really impressed with that part. I wasn't expecting a 5 megapixel to perform in that nature, but just keep in mind, once you go into some areas where there's not a lot of light, you won't be able to get as much, it'll be cast a lot of shadows. You won't get a lot of detail, but fast moving objects you will be able to capture at a decent, it will look pretty decent when you're looking at it, and you won't want to be walking too much with this thing. But pretty much the cameras are pretty decent for the price point, actually better than I expected. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about these cameras overall. And I definitely appreciate you for coming through, subscribing, get notified for more videos just like this. And if you're already part of the crew, salute. I'm gonna get right back with you later, crew. Peace.